Good morning, everyone. Dr. John, Come to Life Chiropractic. Today, we're talking about chronic low back pain. And typically when we see chronic low back pain, we ask our patients what they do for a living, because we often see low back pain coupled with increased amounts of sitting. So sitting impacts these muscles right in the hip flexor region. So typically what we see is a tight psoas muscle and a tight rectus femoris muscle, and occasionally a tight TFL. And what I'm going to show you guys today is a very easy test to see that you can do at home to see if any of these are chronically tight or if they have increased tone leading to some of the low back pain symptoms that you have. But first, we're going to need a change of scenery. And we're in the exam room. So I'm going to show you guys the Thomas test. Now, I'm in my typical work attire, so these pants are not the best, but I'm going to talk you guys through it so you can do it at home, preferably in shorts so you can see where your legs move. So the Thomas test requires you to have a firm-ish surface. So a bed's not ideal because it squishes and gives way, but a firm-ish surface that you can lay on with your legs hanging off of it. So what you're going to do is scoot your butt to the edge of that table or surface that you're using. You're going to lay back and you're going to pull one leg up to your chest while leaving the other leg down. So to perform it, we're going to bring one leg up past 90 degrees, and the key for this test is to see what the other leg does. So does it go into extension? Does it fall off the table? If it does, that's good. It means your psoas is relaxed. If you can't bring your knee to 90 degrees without your leg coming up, that indicates that we have a tight rectus femoris. So the muscle is pulling because your back is coming up. Your leg has to come up with it because that quad muscle is very tight. Now, one final thing we see is when you bring that leg up, if the other leg goes out or it laterally deviates, that could also indicate that TFL muscle is tight, like we spoke about earlier. Now, what happens if you can pass this test? Well, if you can bring both legs up to your chest, the other leg is relaxed, it hangs off and goes into extension, and it doesn't travel out laterally, and you're still having chronic low back pains and we feel like our hip flexors are tight, now what we're experiencing is increased tone in that hip flexor region, and usually that's due to poor core activation. Our abdominal muscles are not strong enough and our glute muscles are not strong enough to balance and align our pelvis. And we probably also need an adjustment. So what we like to do is a series of stretches that can help alleviate tightness if that is the problem, or we adjust our patients and see if we can decrease the tone and teach them strengthening exercises for the abdominal region and for the glutes. Now, one really easy exercise to strengthen the glutes that I personally like is glute bridges. So glute bridges are very simple. You can do these on the floor, you can do these on the table. What you're going to do is lay your feet flat and you're going to lift your hips up while squeezing your glute muscles. Now what that's going to do is activate the glutes and strengthen them. In addition to that, we could also do a plethora of core exercises. We personally like planks because planks both strengthen the abdominal cavity and strengthen the lower back muscles. So in that sense, it's stabilizing your core, teaches you good posture, and you're keeping your back nice and rigid. So a combination of these can help decrease your chronic low back pain, in addition to moving more if you are sitting quite a bit. So I want to take you back to the desk right now so we can talk a little bit more about how we can help you. I really wish I could do that from home to the office. That'd be really great. Big time saver. So I hope today we've given you a good insight as to what's going on in that hip region. If you have experienced lower cross syndrome or symptoms before, if you sit all day, if you have chronic low back pain, please do this test. Record yourself, have someone watch you so you know exactly what your legs are doing. Does the knee come all the way up? Does the opposite leg go into extension? Because without that, you're just kind of guessing. And don't wear pants either. So I do know what I'm talking about. I have a CSCS, which is a Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist certificate that I've used for a long time to train patients. I've worked with people who have these syndromes before, and we've gotten great results. And some of that back pain alleviates almost instantly. just stretching those muscles and activating the abs and the glutes. So I hope we've given you a good lesson today. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I wanted to get all of the details in that I could. So please like, comment, share, put in the comments down below anyone that you know that's dealing with chronic low back pain, or you know that they're in an office setting, or you know that they are just always complaining about their low back being sore, stiff. We want to help everyone, and we do answer all of our phone calls, we do answer all of our comments. So if you have a question, if I lost you along the way, please give us a call, and we would love to chat with you. We'd love to bring you in and show you the test ourselves. This way we can really point out what's going on. So in addition to stretching, in addition to activating the core, you should also always get adjusted and see your chiropractor so you can decrease the tone if those muscles are high in tone. So that's it for me today, guys. I just wanted to give you that quick lesson about the Thomas test, hip flexors, lower cross syndrome, and as always, experience life, don't just live it.